Hello! And welcome back
to the
Horror
Herald. Sorry.
You're
That was
welcome.
a bit of a rough one, that one.
Yeah.
And you know why it was a rough one?
Yeah.
Because it's been a long while, hasn't it?
Mhm.
Oh, it's been too long.
It's been too long.
Too long.
Leo, it's been too long.
You elling me?
It's too long.
I guess, yeah,
long.
you got that. Good boy. Sorry. Yeah, it has been too long. That's a really good point. I can't tell you when we last made a video. When was it? It was
October,
Terrifier
November.
3. And now it's March. Hopefully by the time this is sent out, it's like...
Might.
But this is a different kind of video than we usually do.
Yeah.
This isn't a podcast. This is a just straight talk to camera video because we just got to talk a little bit about the state where we are as a channel. It's great to do one of these. And we totally understand the fact that the most people who are watching this video are probably just our friends. But to the 2 or 3 or maybe one of you that's listening to us who don't know us personally on a personal level and just wonder what's going on with our channel,
Yeah.
we're going to tell you. So basically, we've just been busy. That's really it.
Yep.
Over the past year, we only released 4 episodes, which is crazy if you think about it. It's like once every 3 months. And it's just because we had a really hectic year. We both directed a show.
Yeah.
We had things going on with uni. I was finishing up my film part of uni. I was directing a short film. So that took up my second half of the year. And we've just been, doing a lot with that. And this year, unfortunately, isn't going to be any less crazy. It's a thing where I'm finishing off uni in general. So it's my big final year, but it's a hectic year. I'm also leaving the country in a few months.
Yeah.
And Louis, you're directing... you're DOPing
A short horror film.
Short horror film?
Horror-ish.
Horror-ish film.
adjacent.
Oh, based on what I've heard, it seems pretty spooky.
Hopefully.
But there's other stuff going on as well. And we've kind of realized that we love this channel. We love this channel a lot. And we just want to be honest and go, where do we want to take this?
We don't want to keep promising high-end videos when those videos will only happen every so often.
Yeah. And we realized that, to make one of these episodes, love to make as many as possible.
Yeah.
And we're a bit slow because, we've got other things on. And this is a good way to, hang out and get this done and just talk. But it's kind of a thing where it takes maybe 6 hours or something like that, or 5 hours to do like one video. And that's because we have one camera really. And we sometimes use
More cameras, but they're less quality.
It's less quality, or use our phone. And I have to prepare like a whole kind of the news segment, but also sponsors, which is what I do. And I'm going to talk about that. But anyway, it's just taken us a lot of time to do a video.
To set up the lights, the microphones. We have to travel to the location, location. It's a whole day.
Yeah. And we understand that's the way it goes with podcasting.
Yeah.
We're not complaining.
No.
We're just saying that
To be realistic.
when we have got other things going on and we're kind of trying to figure out stuff, and we love doing this podcast, but there's other creative stuff that we do.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't like we go to uni and this is our only creative output.
Yeah.
We have all these other stuff we're trying to do. We're trying to make short films, trying to do other stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a thing where this is still a priority for us. We love this, but we want to be able to do this sustainably.
Yeah.
We want to continue to be able to do this without it being a thing where, look, we're going to be able to release one video every few months. We want to do this in a way that how can we do this and still do it for fun?
Efficiently.
Efficiently. So we talked about it.
Yeah.
And we've decided that we want to go back to when we were first doing this. We're thinking about how we were when we first started this thing, and that was purely doing it through audio. We remember I think for me, some of my favorite episodes we've ever done was simply just us with two mics and just us talking. Yeah. And just doing that. And I felt like we were able, I think sometimes we recorded 2 episodes a day or something like that.
And we could do just more random episodes.
Random things. Yeah. But we just thought, let's go back to that again. So this isn't like a forever thing. No. But at least while we kind of got a stressful year ahead of us, we're deciding we're going to do kind of strictly podcasts, really. Yeah.
It will still be released on YouTube, just in audio form.
In audio form. And this might be might be a while until you see our faces again. But it's just kind of what we want to do because we we loved, and that doesn't mean we're never going to come back to camera maybe this year. Mm-hmm. There's other stuff we want to do. Maybe there's sketches we want to do. I know there's some stuff that Louis was working on that he's going to maybe release. Yeah. And it's not the end, but it's just for these kind of podcasts, for us talking about a film, we're going to do it over audio. Yeah. And I think it's also a good thing because we're sometimes a bit late to talking about a movie. Yeah. A movie comes out and maybe like a month later, we're releasing an episode on it. And we know that in order to get to the trend, get to do stuff, we should be talking it right at the moment. So this is a good way for us to get that out there without needing Louis to do all this editing, which takes time, especially when he's doing other stuff. Yeah. So
editing and rendering and power in a computer that I don't always have and access. It's just a lot of effort visually and also make it interesting visually. But if I don't have to worry about the visuals, I can maybe add sound effects. I don't know. Make the audio a bit more spicy.
Yeah. You know? And look, podcasts are podcasts, you know? It doesn't have to be a film, but we're not trying to, we love doing the film ones. We love that. And we loved bringing on guests and we loved doing that kind of stuff. We're bringing on guest and a half. But like, we just want to go back to doing podcasts. That's kind of what we want to do. And that's kind of what we're going to do. So what's the new kind of format? Audio. To branch on something I said beforehand, I used to do this thing where I would do a sponsor for each episode. And it was a thing where like each episode would begin and say it's sponsored by this website. And it's a fun little website that I used to make. And it's a funny little skit thing to check out. Yeah. And I've kind of realized that while I love doing them and it's something I want to do to make our, podcast stand out and be a little bit more quirky, I don't think any of the audience are really clicking on them. I don't think it's something that anyone really wants to check out. Like, I would sometimes go to my girlfriend and go, hey, look at this. And they would love it. But it's kind of a situation where I kind of realized that there's not much of an audience for it. It's kind of just an audience of me. So I'm going to stop doing that. Yeah. I'm going to stop making those websites. So that means we don't have to postpone all these episodes. Because a lot of time, these episodes aren't being done earlier because they're like, Leo, you done with the you done with the website? So that's not happening anymore. It doesn't mean it's never going to happen again.
If Leo has just one creative idea, maybe he'll just add it.
Maybe. But it's a thing that, look, if you want it, let me know. Yeah. And we'll do it. Mm-hmm. But it's a thing where it's like, if there's no one who really wants to see it, or no one ever really checks it out, then that's fine. But I implore you, please check them out, because they're cool. And on that, I think, I haven't made it yet, the story of my life, but maybe in the description, I'm going to make a website for the Horror Herald. So you can check us out. They'll have links to our other stuff, links to the different platforms you can check us out on, all the episodes, and all the websites I've made. So you can that's a whole little Horror Herald thing that you can check out. So that's either going to be in the description right now, or if not, I will mention it. That's if you want to check out our other stuff. But yeah, so which is cool. And also on that, we also want to say we've made a little second channel.
We have made a second channel because now we can just focus on audio and we can do these podcasts anywhere. We realize we can not just talk about horror. Usually these episodes would take hours to record because of setup, camera, audio, lights, making sure the space is available. Now we can do more than just the Horror Herald, and it would pretty much be equivalent or less work than one Horror Herald before this. And that means we can talk about other things we care about, like
Doctor Who. Yes. So we have another channel called the Who Herald. Oh, hell yeah. Hopefully that's not taken. Hopefully. But we're just talking about Doctor Who, and we've recorded an episode already, which is going to be on that channel for you to check out. And it's just Doctor Who. If you like the show Doctor Who. I don't know where the horror fans and Doctor Who fans overlap. I don't know if that's a common thing. I don't know if it is. But if you are into Doctor Who or want to learn about Doctor Who or anything like that, check it out. So if you're not hearing us talk that often on this channel, which we're going to be talking just as much, we're also talking on that one. So if you want to hear more of our voices and what we're thinking about and talking about, Doctor Who is the channel. We'll be talking about Doctor Who. So check out the Who Herald. It's cool. And we'll have a link, I'm sure, on this video. Yes. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. And it's kind of, it might be a thing. Maybe it's just this year. Maybe we'll get back to it next year. But it's just, we want to we're doing this mainly so we can make more stuff. Yeah. Like, it's a thing where it's like, how can we sustainably do it?
Because like every time I'll be like, Leo, we should make a new episode. It's like, well, I can't make it to the location in time, or like we have to commit 5 hours to do something, and it's and they're like, oh, I need to come up with a sponsor.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's not like it's not terrible, but like we can't do that for every horror movie we want to review. It's almost like, well, we want to review this horror movie, but we can't watch it together because we're not going to make a Horror Herald episode on it because it's too much.
Yeah. So this is just a good way for us to be able to still continue this channel in a sustainable way. So that's what we're doing. Yeah. And I hope you continue with us. I think it might, I mean, you don't have to look at our faces. I mean,
you can just listen to it on the train or bus or other transport.
Yeah, we're just becoming a podcast. That's kind of what our thing is.
Yeah.
So now becoming a regular ass podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're doing. So that's it. That's the future of the Horror Herald. And I think the future's bright. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It just means we're making changes. So check out. Please tell us how you feel in the comments.
Yeah. Anything you want us to do. They don't just have to be horror movie reviews.
Start a hashtag, bring back the sponsors, which I don't think anyone would ever outside of this.
Back the sponsors.
If you want to see these sponsor
I'm
websites.
mad, but like I understand.
Yeah. They're cool. I don't know if they're cool. But yeah, that's us. Hope you stayed with us. And we're gonna. I'm sorry it's been so long since we've done an episode. If you've been waiting for us, don't know if you would have been, but we're here. We're back. And we haven't given up on this channel. And hell, we might bring more guests on.
Yeah, it'll be easier to bring guests on.
Yeah, we'll just call them, do a Zoom meeting or something. You know, it's just easy. In the words of the French, je
deux ans. What does that mean again? I love you?
I think I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.